Hey there, More here, and thank you for joining me on my channel today. We've got a unique and different video than you're used to seeing on my channel. Today I had the opportunity to link up and get together with Second Star Right, another content creator from the community that has a channel out there that's not one of those huge exploding massive whale of a channels. Second Star Right, he's got an amazing outlook and take on the game itself, and I got a chance to sit down and get to know him, have a conversation with him. The video that you're about to see is that conversation. It's just, his outlook is absolutely amazing. I love it, and I think more people in the community need to have something like that. Plus, also, his best tip and advice for you, the community player out there, is by far the best piece of advice, the best tip and tidbit that anybody can take away from, that anybody can use and apply to their game. So check out the video, stick around for that piece of advice, and implement it, use it. Oh, first, before I get out there, get into the actual video, just so you know, down in the description down below is going to be a link to his channel, so you can go to his channel and subscribe to his channel at the end of the video. All right, let's go to it. Cue that intro.
I love your outside. That's awesome. Looks so nice there.
It is gorgeous today. It's supposed to get in the upper 80s though, so it's not too bad though today.
Oh yeah, see, Florida, so that's upper 80s is like that's what it's like at night at 3 in the morning. So
Family here, thank you for joining me on the channel today. Today we're doing something a bit different. We're got an interview today with Second Star Right, another content creator in the community. He's a great content creator. He's got some good videos out there, and I really appreciate his taking his time to do this with me. And so let's kind of get into it and learn a bit more about him. So, hello, how you doing today?
Hey, good morning. How's it going?
It's going good over here.
Excellent.
So, Second Star Right, that's your channel name. Tell me, how did you come up with that name? Because every time I see it, I think of like Peter Pan, the direction they get to Never Never Land type thing.
That's precisely it. That's precisely it. It's the directions to Neverland. Second Star Right, straight on to morning. And it just kind of, it represents, childhood and escapism and stuff like that. So I thought that's perfect for a gaming channel because that's kind of what you use games for, is just to kind of take a time out from your busy life. So I thought it was appropriate.
Outstanding. Good. That's awesome to hear. And I enjoy it. I like the name. It's pretty cool. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Who are you, and just like in general, what do you like type thing?
Well, I'm an old dude who likes games and have my entire life. I have just a long history, starting with Zork 2 on my Mac Plus back in the 80s. I've been playing games ever since. I've been married for about 25 years, have 4 kids ranging from 26 to 4. And so I am busy. So I think a little bit of gaming here and there is a good respite from real life.
That's for sure. It is definitely awesome. 25 years. Congratulations. That's an awesome amount of time. That's a milestone and a feat of itself, though. Congratulations.
That's coming up. I'm 24 years now, and it's just a couple more months, so I got to plan something good. Now I'm on the spot. Now it's on record. What am I going to do now?
Yes, there you go. That's right. Can't hold you to it. In Raid in general, how long have you been playing Raid?
Over a year. I think I started either in March or April of last year, and it's funny because I was on Facebook, and it was a Facebook ad, and I ignore hundreds of those. I saw this one. I go, it actually looks kind of good. So I researched it a bit. Yeah. I found out, okay, it doesn't look like a Chinese scam or something. I think I can actually download, install this, and play it. So after a bit of research, I actually saw some videos by Stu and Choffley, who were there at the beginning. I was like, okay, well, I guess this looks legit. So I installed, started playing, and it reminded me a lot, not with the depth and complexity, but just the overall scheme of Magic the Gathering, where you have to collect and then build like a deck. And this was like build a team. I was a Magic tournament back in the 90s, tournament judge. So It appealed to me. And I just I'll give this a shot, and it got its hooks. What can I say?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I completely relate to, because I've probably been playing about just as long, and I'm almost the exact same way. A Facebook ad, they were doing massive marketing pushing at the time, and you know what? Let's go give this a shot, and why not? So
it looks so good, right? I mean,
it does.
There are so many games that are similar to this out there, but they're all kind of anime inspired. Which I like anime, but it's just a little bit I prefer like a Boris Vallejo type artwork rather than like a manga type artwork, right? So I
Yeah.
found the Raid's artwork just more appealing to my aesthetics.
There you go. And it's a fun game in the end when it comes down to it too.
Yeah, it is. It is. The mechanics are nice. They really are.
So in Raid, what do you think is like your biggest win in the game itself? Like your biggest milestone that you enjoy the most?
Well, I recently finished level 20s on my dungeons. So I guess
All
that was
done?
good. Yeah, all of them. I finally got because I was never trying, right? I just goof
Okay.
around. I'm much more interested. I'm much more of a journey, not the destination person, right? Like I don't care where I end up. I care about how I get there. It's just the experience of getting there is more fun to me, right? So I spend more time looking at champion skills and how they would synergize with something else and what interesting things I could do with them and maybe push the mechanics a little bit rather than just trying to steamroll through content to get to the end, right? I'm nowhere near finishing my Arbiter missions. I'm just not because I don't care, right? So, I'd much rather just enjoy myself than look for any kind of milestone, really.
And if anything, I would probably agree with you on that for sure. Because like, I mean, you're playing a game. What's the point of playing a game? Is to have enjoyment, entertainment with it, right?
Yeah, I don't care about being done. I just don't. Yeah.
Exactly. It's not like you get a trophy at the end of once you beat all the dungeons and all the content on it or anything like that. It's a game.
Right.
Let's enjoy it. Let's have fun with it.
Yeah. The only reason I even pursued trying to finish the all the stages of dungeons was just so that I could say, okay, I did it. Right. So if anyone says, why am I watching your videos when you can't even finish the dungeons? I'm like, well,
I got you.
Right.
I got you there.
Yeah, not really. It legitimizes my performance a little bit, right? So.
Awesome.
Because you'll watch like Murder Inc.'s videos and you're like, God, this guy is so good, right? He's so good at what he does, and I figured I guess I should probably try harder to actually do things rather than just goof around. So.
Gotcha. Awesome. So what actually prompted you to start actually doing YouTube videos?
I just said, why not? I'm having a good time. I enjoy this, so why not share it? That's really it.
Good stuff. I like it. Awesome. Do you play any other games?
Oh God, yes. Yeah. I've been playing. Let's see. On Xbox, I've been playing Destiny since Destiny came out. I enjoy that a lot. The problem is that I'm about 20 years past my peak hand-eye coordination time in my life, right? It starts declining when you're 26, and I'm well past the state of decline. So I'm not very good at it anymore. It's still fun. I enjoy it. But I'm just not good at it anymore. So I tend to nowadays play more simulations. There's a game I've been playing since 2004 called Football Manager. They come out with a new game every year. It's soccer. It's not football. It's as we know it. It's a soccer management game. But I used to live in London, so I got ever since I saw the League Cup final in 1991 at Wembley Arena, I've been into English soccer. So yeah, it's a game that came out, and it's actually very similar to Raid. I think it's just it's you get a team and you see how their skills work together, and you put a tactic out and you see if you can win. It's kind of the same it's just the same spot of the brain.
Okay, that's awesome. Any other games other than those two?
Yeah, but I mean nothing really that I try out everything, right? I'll try just about everything. Just very little sticks. It just depends on my mood too. Like I'll even play like No Man's Sky every once in a while, just if I just want to shut off my brain for a bit and just look at pretty scenery. So I mean, there's so much stuff out there that can provide different kind of stimulus, and so it just depends on my mood. But I'll try it. Yeah.
Awesome. That's. Is there anything in the game in Raid that you kind of are upset that you didn't have recording when you were doing it, that you wish you would have caught on camera?
See, the benefit of advancing age is that I don't remember. Yeah, there have been a few. Like those last second wins when it looks like you're down to like one hit point left, and then you get the boss or a poison tick comes in and it saves your ass. Yes, absolutely. I like. Oh man, that was a great moment. I wish that was. No one's gonna believe me if I tell them now.
It's like those fish stories, right? Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. It was this big. You're like, yeah, sure it was, buddy. I appreciate that. Yeah. So there have been definitely been some moments where I barely squeaked stuff out in arena, especially, right? Like I can't believe I came back from that. Like there's so many times on my less my mostly free to play account, especially because I have Rezer on that team. I have Siffy. So many times she's bailed me out in an arena
Oh,
where I'll be down to like one champion, and then she'll bring one person up, and I'll be able to war of attrition my way through it, through the fight, and maybe it takes 8 minutes, but I'll get there eventually, right? And
Hey, a
so
win's a win,
yeah.
right?
Yes, there's been definitely some moments where I'm like, oh, that was awesome, but no one will believe me. So
I got you. I hear you. I've had some stuff like that, especially again in arena with my miscreated monster. He'll
yes.
go down. Next, it's a miscreated monster versus all 4 of the other champions, and somehow he still actually wins. It's like,
Yeah, because
yes, I wish I was recording that.
he's better when there's more people up, right? You lightning storm if the whole team's up, then you're fine. You can get
Exactly.
over that. Yeah, it's great.
Exactly.
Yeah, such a great
Um,
champion.
so you kind of mentioned a little bit already, but really, what keeps drawing you back to playing Raid? What keeps you actually playing the game itself?
Because there's so many different combinations and ways that you can put a team together, and that's the thing I enjoy most is just finding the ways skills synergize and finding different ways to eliminate my opponent. I love it. Like just recently, because I pulled Zavia a couple weeks ago, and I was like, oh,
Nice.
now I have this poison explosion thing which I never had before. So like I have Dracomorph, I pulled Occult Brawler. Now I have all these poisoners, and I can just try a poison detonation team, and I wasn't able to do that before. So now I have a whole new scope of ways to obliterate people, and it's fun, man. Finding new ways to do stuff is just great. I love it.
With Zavia, remind me, with her mechanic with the poison explosions, does she take all the poisons and explode on everybody, or just the poisons off the individual champion?
No, off everyone.
So did she do the same amount of damage to everybody as a result of it?
Well, it's hard to see. It says debuff removed, but then everyone's dead. So
I'm just curious. Have you tried like pairing her with like a Taurus who puts like 3 poisons on everybody at one time?
I have a Taurus, but I've never built any of them because I always been afraid of his down to 1 hit point part of it. I don't have healers. I usually never run with healers, so I'm like I have to find a way around that. Yeah, I usually just I did not get. I was one of those people that didn't get apothecary till well after my 90 days. I never had an apothecary drop, so I had to be very creative in how I stayed alive early on in the game. So I had to learn to play without healers, which is tricky. So
it is definitely is tricky. I'm definitely one of the ones. I love my supports. My supports and my tanks are the backbone for sure. So
yeah, absolutely.
Who do you think would be your favorite champion in the game, and where do you use them?
Whisper's my favorite. I love Whisper.
Whisper?
Yes, absolutely. I know might sound like an unusual choice, but when you have when she pairs with a champion that has defense down and weaken, she's amazing because she has that skill where she gets an extra attack if there's a defense down and weaken on her target, right?
Yeah.
And I have Dracomorph. Rosin Scarhide does that on a single target. Spider does it on not as well as Dracomorph. Venus does it. I don't have Venus, but I have all the other ones. So, especially with Dracomorph, who does an AoE defense down and weaken, you can pick any target with Whisper, and she gets an extra attack. You put her in Relentless Gear, and she just attacks all day long. She's like a Robar, only I think she does more damage than Robar does, because I have a Robar also, and I much prefer Whisper to Robar. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you use her in all your dungeons, or is there only specific content you actually use her in?
Well, she's squishy, so it's hard to get her to use. Right. So I find that because once I get her in better gear, I can take her into level 20s. But now taking her to level 17 is probably the best I can do with the compositions that I have right now. So yeah, she's limited, but there are times when I do it just for fun, right? Like again, I play for fun. I just goof around, so don't mind dropping down to level 17 just if I want to. Just for the dopamine thrill of seeing her go through and kill an entire wave by herself. It's just
that is awesome.
I love it,
and it's hard to get that good relentless gear sometimes too, because you got to place in those tournaments, and sometimes
you got to snipe them. You got to snipe the tournaments, because a lot of times I won't even get close to the top 6 or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I'll have to look at especially Spider's a good one because a lot of people don't play Spider. So a Spider tournament will come up, and if it's the last day, I'll look and I'm like, okay, I'm close, right? I'll just load up a bunch of energy and just auto it through and see if I can get into the top 5. And that's the only time I've ever gotten Relentless Gear is by doing that.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
So really,
pick spots, man.
That is awesome. I love ice golem tournaments. Have been my best luck when it comes to tournaments. I don't know why it seems like hardly anybody actually really pushes it, at least in the groups I get into it.
Nice.
And I've been able to get a consistent ice golem 20 team. So I can usually pull it off at least in the top 4, top 3 sometimes, which is pretty nice.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's really good.
Me being 100% free to play, as long as I can build up some extra energy, I can actually do something, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. And it must be so hard, especially energy when you're free to play is a difficult thing to come by. You got to hoard your daily login event rewards and all that stuff. And anywhere to get it. Yeah, it's tough.
Exactly. And then let's see. What is something that basically your biggest mistake? A couple of your biggest mistakes that you've done in the game that you can remember?
That's hard to answer because it's a game, so who cares, right? It's like, yeah, I'll like, wow, that champion kind of sucked. I probably shouldn't have 6-starred him, but who cares, right? It's just, that was a week. It's in the past. Maybe I gathered those resources for a week, but so what? I have another week coming up, and I'll just do it again. Mistakes in games don't bother me. They just really don't. They don't have any kind of impact in my life, so I don't care about mistakes. You just you get it, you learn from it, and you go, okay, I'll remember that for next time. But I don't think nothing in Raid has ever bothered me that I've done, right? Because just own it. You make a mistake sometimes. Who cares? So move on. You'll get it next time.
That's an awesome way to look at it. I mean, it's a game. It's nothing that it's not recoverable in the end. You can always recover from it, fix it, and overcome it later. Really, probably the only thing that might not be is if you feed the wrong champion. It might be hard to get that champion back later.
Yes.
But anything else, just grind the resources back out, and you can just try it again. Do it again.
Fortunately, I'm a hoarder by nature, so I have all my 300 spots in my vault are all full. Right?
That's awesome. Makes me hard sometimes when you do a shard opening, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Now I'm like, oh gosh, now I have to go through and I count how many shards I have. Like, okay, I need to open up 40 spots on my inventory. Like, sorry guys, all you duplicates are gonna go. So, yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so last question here. What is 3 tips or pieces of advice that you can give to other raiders in the community for their channel, or sorry, not channel, for their accounts and games?
Oh man, I don't know. I think as long as you're enjoying yourself, you can't go wrong, right? If you find that you're suddenly not enjoying the game, if you think that RNG is against you somehow, just take a break, right? It's only a game. There's a million games out there. If you just want some escapism, find something else for a little bit. Who cares? But as far as raid goes, my thing is just keep doing it. If something doesn't work the first way you're trying it, there are literally hundreds of thousands of combinations to make stuff work. Right, so just keep doing it. Try something different. Don't keep banging your head against the wall. Try something different. It can be hard because resources are so hard to come by in raid, and everything that you do they monetize, which really bothers me sometimes. Right?
Yes.
Like I just want to re-gear a champion. I shouldn't have to, run stage brutal 12-3, for an hour to get the silver to re-gear a champion. I shouldn't have to do that, but Raid's decided they should, so if I want to play Raid, I have to operate within their framework, right?
Yes,
so,
exactly.
But once you do it and you have a clear vision of what you want, try it out. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You just try it again. There's a million ways to do things, and so don't limit your thinking into what you think should happen. Try something completely different. If you can't overwhelm something with damage, tank up. Right? There's so many different ways. You will eventually get through it, especially with defense-rated champions. I know you love defense-rated champions.
That's right.
Defense-rated champions for your stuff. I know you do. And they really do work better in higher-level dungeons. You can usually win a war of attrition with heals and defense. You just can.
Yeah. If you can't do then just outlast them.
Yeah, absolutely. You can outlast a lot of stuff in Raid. So that's my suggestion. If you can't do it one way, just try it another way, and there will be a combination that will get you through eventually.
Awesome. Outstanding. I definitely agree and I appreciate it. That's some great value and some great advice for the community. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you bet, man. So
that was definitely the last question. I want to end this and wrap this up. So I greatly appreciate you taking your time out here to do this interview with me and answer some questions. I would definitely want to get more of the smaller channel in the community. It's more channels for the content creators on this and not say our word, just like share a little bit about us and let the community know more about us and what we're doing and who we are out here, because we're people too when it comes down to it. We're not just these faces on the videos, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And there's so many great creators out there. I think this is one of the probably one of the least toxic as far as the creative community goes, right? I watch a lot of their videos, and as much as the toxicity is directed towards Plarium, because they're a gambling company. What are you going to do? I mean, that's their MO. So it's warranted a lot of time. A lot of the heat they get, it's on them. But I think the creators themselves are very genuine, and they're just a really good bunch of people. And having come from, I played World of Warcraft for years, and that could get tough in there sometimes, right? So this is this is much different. I appreciate the community here. Absolutely.
Definitely, sure. And not just the content creators, but even like the people who watch the videos and put the comments on it, and the people you like in Discord or anything else. Like this community in general, the players are really they're great. They're a nice group of people. I mean, I've played League of Legends before for many years as well, and the community, the P players, like they're like that's one of the most toxic communities I think I've ever been a part of and seen. And I'm very glad that this is a breath of fresh air compared to them. It's nice. So
yeah,
it's great.
I agree, 100%.
Outstanding. So again, thank you for taking your time. I appreciate it. I will definitely see you on your next video.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. You're doing great work out there, man. I really enjoy your channel. I'm glad that people are watching, man.
Outstanding. Appreciate it. I'll definitely get a link to your channel and you're down in the description down below, and we'll get people connected. We'll get things moving around. So outstanding.
All right, dude. You have a good day. It looks nice out there.
Thank you. You too. Take care.
All right. Cheers, buddy. See ya.
Wow. Oh my goodness, did I enjoy that. I hope you enjoyed the video as well, as much as I enjoyed making it. Second Star Right, he is fun to talk with. It was a great conversation. Like I said, I enjoyed it. It was fun. It was exciting. He's got some amazing content. The value that he drops, the value that he puts in every single one of his videos is amazing. It's refreshing. Every video he puts out with just drips and oozes with value. Go check out his video. Go check out his channel. Give it a fair assessment. I recommend that you do subscribe to his channel. I subscribe to his channel. I watch his videos. I glean value from it as much as I can as well, even though I am already a content creator. There's nothing wrong with crowdsourcing, with sharing information. Just everybody helps lift everybody up as well. I enjoy it. I appreciate his outlook that he's got in the game. It's amazing. If everybody in the community could do that too, where would we be? Don't forget, down in the description, there's a link to his channel. Go check it out. See what you think about it. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think of his channel, what you think of him in general. I would love to hear your feedback about it. Second Star Right, in my opinion, is a good content creator. I think he deserves to be much bigger as far as a channel goes. What do you think? Thank you for joining me all the way through the video. I greatly appreciate you guys. Your support means the world to me. Thank you so much for being here. And if you haven't hit that description button down below, right here, there's going to be a link to a video of his that you can go watch. Go check it out. Enjoy.